Welcome back. You're listening to the Roundup on ESPN Alamogordo 103.7. And, Coach, did we just become best friends?
Yep.
He's dressed up as, and that would be John C. Reilly's character from Step Brothers, right?
Yes, sir.
I don't know the character's name.
Dale Dobeck.
Yeah.
And Hayes is Brennan Huff.
There you go.
There's a PE department thing over there today.
So what are some of the other PE department
we got a Mary Poppins. We got a Forrest Gump. We got a Brawny, the paper towel guy.
Okay.
We got a Warren from Step Brother, not from Step Brothers, or something about Mary.
Oh, okay. I got you.
We got a
see
Warren.
my baseball, yeah.
Yeah. See my baseball?
Yeah.
Yeah. We got all those days. It's been fun.
Good deal. I'm glad you guys had fun with that. Definitely been a cold week of practice for you guys. We were sitting here talking about you guys were trying to kind of beat the weather yesterday, and it ended up the weather ended up.
Yeah, that was a bad decision, man.
Yeah.
We should have gone at 6 a.m. We thought it was going to be really cold at 6, so we were going to go in the afternoon, and the wind wasn't blowing at 6, so it was a lot colder in the afternoon when we were practicing. So it was all right. We'll go again this afternoon for our pregame, just because it was so cold this morning as well, and try to get it in after our guest speaker.
And it'll get you. I mean, it'll be the same as the weather on Friday night, because it's going to be a cold one again, I'm sure, over in Artesia.
Yeah, it's probably supposed to be in the 40s or so. We're getting used to it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it was definitely by the end of the game on Friday. It was definitely a pretty cold one there, Roswell. Again, you guys needed to get off to a good start. Unfortunately, it didn't get off the start you wanted to, but I could see the game plan. When you guys got to move the football and got to play some ball control, that was clearly what you guys wanted.
Yeah, that was our goal from the get-go. I mean, they're explosive on offense, and they might be the fastest team in the state. They can fly all around the board. But you saw us taking our time. I mean, we're going to try to slow down. I think they ran 4 plays in the first quarter, which was our goal, to get them to have one drive, and that was it. We threw a real bad pick the first drive. The route's open. We just airmail it and overthrow it. And give that kid the ball anytime, it's a chance he's going to return it for a touchdown. So we dug ourselves a hole. I was glad when it was 14-0. We bounced back, got another good drive, drove it down. Didn't get to capitalize and had to kick a field goal, but we showed that we can still move it against those guys. And then we got to get stops defensively, and their speed and their explosiveness kind of put a hurting on us and dug us a bigger hole when we were on defense. They just hit some big plays after big play after big play.
Yeah. And at least, I mean, again, same with the Los Lunas game. You guys got to finish strong and do some positive things that maybe could help build a little bit towards this week. But at the end of the day, they're the number 1 team in the state.
Yeah, they're and I told their coach, I don't know if there's a 6A team that could beat you guys, just because their overall speed, and then they bring the tempo to you and try to go real fast. And they knew we were going to go slow, and so they're going to try to speed up the game and then put points on the board in a hurry and then force us to go a little faster.
Yeah. So now you get to Artesia, and I've talked about it all week long. Obviously, if you guys win, you're in. I mean, that's the bottom line. I mean, and that's what you can tell
and we'll
the
host.
Kids. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we told our kids. I mean, if we beat Artesia, we're probably hosting next Friday.
Yeah. So, I mean, for this group of seniors, they can look at it as they've got this one game. They've got the opportunity to go out there and I think certainly provide a shock for some people, but to finish strong and give themselves a chance to keep playing this season.
Yeah, we told our kids last Friday after the game that our playoffs start now. And we treated this entire week like a playoff and talked to our kids and gone through it like playoffs. And that's how we'll go in tomorrow night in the bowl and act like it's a playoff game for us. And it's a big game for us. It's a big game for the seniors. It's a senior class that's gone through the ups and downs and got the chance. And now we got a chance to go be competitive and win a game in the Bulldog Bowl if we play really well.
I think obviously one thing you guys may end up having to do is score a lot of points, which hasn't really been your forte this year. It did against Ruidoso, but you guys are going to have to probably get up into the 30s or 40s to have a chance, right?
I hope not. That's what we told our kids. Our defense is going to have to get some stops for us to have a shot. And we told our kids on Monday at our meeting, we got to get stops defensively to have a shot. And if we don't get stops defensively, we don't have a shot to beat these guys. And with that, we're going to do the ball control and take care of the clock and run it down and shorten their possessions and try to shorten the game and see what we can get out of it. But we got to get stops defensively, and if we don't get stops, we're in for a long night.
And offensively, I mean, you guys know what Artesia is going to do based on, I mean, it's the same thing that Artesia's done for years and years, but yeah, I think the biggest thing with them is their ability to change formations and give you a lot of different looks that can cause you some problems.
Yeah, their biggest issue, their biggest threat to us is their quarterback, the Hotling kid. He's a stud. He's a college level kid, 6'5", 200-something pounds, can run and throw. He's got uncles and brothers and everybody else that's been a quarterback there in that town forever. He's for real. He's one of the better quarterbacks in the state. He's not as elusive as, say, the kid from Lovington or the kid from Roswell, but he can dang sure sling it. They're going to do what they normally do. I mean, they'll run a ton of screens at us. They'll run some inside zone. But he's their leading rusher. I mean, that's how explosive he is as a player. And then they'll throw the ball all over the yard and try to make it a long night for you if you can't play defense and match up to the routes.
But their defense has struggled this year. I mean, this is they gave up 52 to Lovington. They gave up 40-something to Ruidoso. They certainly have had their challenges on defense this year. So there's got to be some confidence for you guys. I know you feel like you can move the ball on anybody, but you certainly feel like this should be a game you guys can control that tempo.
That's what we're talking to our kids about. Is this is a group Artesia that's they're still trying to get their feet wet and understand what they're doing defensively and get going. And they play their freaking tails off. It's impressive to watch those kids play all the time that wear those orange helmets. But they've struggled on defense a little bit, and there's no doubt about it. And it's against teams trying to run the football. They go up 14-0 to Goddard last week, and Goddard never even panics and just does what they do. And next thing you know, it's 46-30 or 46-28, and you're going, whoa, that was fast. But they're going to do a lot of different things. They're going to give us probably 4 or 5 different fronts. They're going to run some stunts that we've never seen all year, and some coverages just to try to screw with us and running the football. And they've done it to everybody else, and they've had success. They had a 3-and-out against Goddard last year on the opening drive. Running a new defense that Goddard they haven't shown all year, and they just threw it out there at Goddard. So it's gonna be a challenge for us to match up to them and adjust to what they do, because they'll run one defense one series and come out to the next series, and they might run one defense for 2 plays and then come in another front, and we got to be able to adjust and handle that. And we got the 5th leading rusher in the state, in regardless of all classes, so we feel like we can run the football. We just got to be able to sustain drives and put points on the board and get stops.
And, I mean, these guys have played in this stadium before, but, I mean, it was in that sophomore year for at least those seniors. Can you even talk to them about, of not letting, the circumstance or the scene, because that is a difficult place to try to go and win a football game.
It is, but we tell our kids, like, y'all got to love this. Like, there's not a whole lot of kids in high school football across the country that get to go play in a stadium like this. And you get the opportunity. It's not a challenge or anything. It's just a football stadium. And we talk to our kids that it's still 100 yards long and 53.5 yards wide, and there's still goalposts at the back of the end zones, and they put little things at the corners of the end zone. Nothing changes, but we tell our kids enjoy it. Like, this is a cool stadium. Artesia does it right. It's a community that loves football, does it the right way. They've got a museum up by the locker room. Yeah. They got new suites in the press box. It's a phenomenal facility. We tell our kids, hey, we're going to have some fun over there. We tell them, me and a couple of guys on staff that have actually gone and won in the bowl before, that it's pretty cool when that place gets really quiet and all those people in orange don't say a thing. And when you're walking back up the ramp after a game, after you get to beat those guys in that place, it's a challenge in itself, and it's a challenge when you get to play a team like that and they got that kind of home field advantage. But we tell our kids, don't be afraid of it. We're going to embrace it and enjoy playing in a beautiful stadium like that.
Well, we'll look forward to it, and hopefully we're talking again next week, getting ready for a playoff game.
I hope so, man.
All right, thanks, Coach.
All right, thanks.